now for everybody's favorite guessing game, What's My Line? Remington Rand. Makers of the Remington, the world's #1 electric shaver, present What's My Line? And now, let's meet our award-winning What's My Line panel. First, the delightful Dorothy Kilgallen.
And on my left, the darling Steve Allen.
I guess we got a little something going here. In that case, here is the delicious Arlene Francis.
I like that. And on my left, the devastating Bennett Cerf.
Well, on my left, I would say you are now going to have a look at the devious and debatable John Daly.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's My Line. Once again tonight, my friends in the panel are going to be introduced to some people who've come to visit us and brought with them some very interesting occupations. It is our hope that the occupations will prove difficult for the panel and our guests will carry home some prizes. We'll also have a famous guest challenger before the panel a bit later in the program, but it's time for those experts now to meet our first challenger whose job has to be spotted. So would you sign in, please, sir? Roswell H. Johnson. Roswell H. Johnson. Well, Mr. Johnson, would you tell us, first of all, where you're from?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, California.
Yeah.
Well, that's must say you've come a very long way.
Yes, I did.
Well, we got 4 people over there who've come a very long way. They're devastating and delicious and all sorts of stuff. Will you go over and see all that stuff tonight?
Hello, Mr. Johnson. Good.
Hello, Mr. Johnson.
Let's give Mr. Johnson a D, too. He can be devil may care.
All right, Mr. Johnson, will you come over here now, please, sir, and sit down next to me? And I think perhaps you may know that at this point the panel gets 1 free guess. And do we always begin the free guesses with Miss Kilgallen?
I think he's an astronomer.
An astronomer, Mr. Allen.
No, I rather think he has something to do with the stars.
Miss Francis.
I think he makes children's shoes.
Mr. Cerf.
I think Mr. Johnson is playwright George Kaufman's youngest son.
No, I'm afraid not. We'll let our viewers at home have a further look at Mr. Roswell Johnson. At the same time, we'll tell them what his line is. Mr. Johnson, the panel now has to really go to work, and I think the easiest way to put everything in line for you is to tell you that every time you get a no answer, I'll flip one of these cards, 10 of these no's, and $50, and you've won the game. All right, Mr. Johnson is salaried. With that, let's begin the general questioning with Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
Mr. Johnson, do you work for a profit-making organization?
No.
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Allen.
Do you deal in a service of any kind, sir?
I do.
All right. Am I the sort of fellow who might ever come to you for any reason?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson seems right sure about that, too.
Could you by any chance also, could women come to you?
Yes.
If they did, would what you did make them happier in any way?
Yes.
Good. Are they then perhaps in a relatively, at least, unhappy state when they do first come to you?
Generally, yes.
Are the sort of women who come to you women who might go to a department store sale, or would you say something of that sort?
Yes.
Yeah, they could.
I think what could make them unhappy. Is your job something in the nature of, are you sort of a man who receives complaints or something of that sort?
Yes.
Do women ever come to you to return something or to replace it?
To return something or replace it?
Yes.
I would say there that the terminology used is perhaps out of the normal context as we understand it, but we might, by liberalizing the whole acceptance of the words which you applied there, give you a yes answer.
I'll tell you one thing, I never got so many yeses and had so little idea of what I was talking about. Just to try a whole new tack, is there any product involved in what you do?
No.
That makes it 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
You knew that. You just wanted to get off.
I want to make sure.
Would you say that your job is for a government of any kind?
No.
That would make it 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Johnson, do you have anything at all to do with with divorcing people?
No.
You sure?
Man knows what he's doing.
4 down and 6 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Well, do you have anything to do with matrimony at all,
Yes.
in any of its phases?
It has phases.
John, don't you know?
The answer is yes.
And you work for a non-profit-making organization.
Yes.
Do people consult you?
No.
Well, now, wait a minute. Got to have a conference. Oh. Mr. Johnson thought you said insult. My golly, I tell you, these committee meetings are good, aren't they?
I'll change the answer to yes.
Now, do you deal with both men and women?
Yes.
Do they come to you?
Yes.
Do you advise them?
Yes.
Is it possible that as a result of your advice, they may decide not to get a divorce as well as to get one?
Yes.
Do you have anything to do with human problems in
Yes.
general? Do you work for some sort of institution?
Yes.
Would you be any sort of a marriage counselor?
That's right. Actually, Dr. Johnson, Ph.D., is with the American Institution for Family Relations.
What
It
makes
is a
people
marriage
Why do
counselor.
they have to be unhappy when they come to it?
That's what threw us off about it.
Well, actually, I think we can presume that if they're going to come and consult about the progress of their connubial bliss, that something has to be a little bit awry, no?
Might just be a little dumb.
Well, we talked about this before, and we felt that they would have to be a little bit off-center and therefore a bit unhappy if they were going to come and see Dr. Johnson. But you did very well. Like Dr. Johnson said, I didn't last very long, but we hope you lasted long enough to have enjoyed the visit all the way from California. Nice to have had you with us, sir. Good night. Good to see you. All right, now let's see what the panel can do with a second challenger. Would you sign in, please, sir? Bruce Stout. Good bold hand. Where are you from, Mr. Stout?
I'm from Stamford, Connecticut.
Stamford, Connecticut. You're practically a neighbor.
Right.
Actually, I think Mr. Cerf there lives up in Westchester, and all the rest of them visit up in Westchester, so why don't you go visit with them for a while, huh?
Oh, Stamp.
How do you do, Mr. Cerf?
And me too. How are you?
Howdy.
Hello, Mr. Stout.
All right, Mr. Stout, over here, if you will, please, and sit in the chair. We'll strap you in a moment. Turn the juice on, just a little while. As you know, at this point, they always get one chance to pick it right out of the blue, you see, and they begin the free guesses always with Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
I think he's an investment broker.
An investment broker, Mr. Allen.
I think he makes Shinola shoe polish.
Miss Francis.
I think he's a certified public accountant.
Mr. Cerf.
I think he prints art calendars.
No, I'm afraid not. Let's let our viewers have another look at Mr. Stout from Stamford, Connecticut. At the same time, we'll tell them what his line is, but the panel's going to be. All right, Mr. Stout, the rule's very simple. Every no answer costs the panel $5. We keep a record of it by the flipping of these cards here. 10 flips and you're in. Mr. Stout is salaried. Let's begin the general questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Mr. Stout, is there a product involved in what you do?
Yes.
Is it a product with which I might come in contact?
Yes.
Would this product ever conceivably be used by women?
Yes.
Would a woman be likely, or would it be possible for a woman to use this product regularly every day? If a woman used it regularly every day, Mr. Stout, would the result be visible to the naked eye?
She used it every day, would the result be? I think it would be. If she used it every day, the result of her use of it would be visible to the naked eye, yes.
Even when she was fully attired, the result would be...
She used it every day and was fully attired. The result of her use of it would be visible to the naked eye, yes. Would it?
So might this product, Mr. Stout, ever be used as a gift, as a Christmas gift by husbands?
I'd say no.
I don't think so. 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Well, if a woman used it, would it be regarded as a useful rather than a purely luxurious product? In other words, she would have some need for it, or she wouldn't go out and buy it.
I would say there would be a necessity for its use if it were in relation to a member of your sex, yes. I mean, if she were associated with it, it would be necessary that it be there to be applied in the context of her potential use of it.
Well, let's get off my sex for a minute. Could a man use this product?
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm glad. And if a man used it every day, would people know about it?
Yes.
Could they tell? Is this something I could hold in my hand?
Yes.
Would you think, looking at me, that I might have held this in my hand?
Go on, you answer that one. I'm not even going to help you.
It's possible.
I would say, Mr. Dorothy, that's a very fair answer. After all, Mr. Stout is not known to you, nor you to him, and he can only presume that there might be a rare circumstance or a usual circumstance which would find you coming in contact with his
It sounds like a pretty sizzling product. Is this product larger than a pound of butter?
Larger than a pound of butter?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Does it have any moving parts?
Yes.
Would you get a reaction when you used it? Of any kind?
Are you speaking now about a subjective reaction?
What are you talking about when you say a subjective reaction?
Do you mean to imply that what you want to know is, do you get a shock of some kind when you use it, or you just mean, is there a reaction?
Sensation of pleasure, either from the aroma or the feel of it, or...
A sensation of some kind?
Yes.
Yeah, you're getting a sensation of some kind.
Or would it ever be an unpleasant sensation?
Might be.
Could this ever be something gooey or gummy or unattractive?
Gooey or gummy?
Yes.
That makes it 2 down and 8 to go. Mr. Allen.
Is the reason, then, for much of the laughter and levity which has occurred here that there is something relatively unpleasant about this, at least in its use, or...
It has its unpleasant connotations, yeah.
Is there any metal in its makeup?
Yes.
Are there other materials as well?
No.
Yes.
Are there? Well, wait a minute. Small conference.
Small product.
No.
Now, you're too generous. 3 down and 7 to go. Miss Francis.
I'll bet he said it comes in a plastic case or something. Does it? Is this something that you might buy in a drugstore?
4 down and 6 to go, and I'm going to give you 1 more minute. Mr.
This
Cerf.
has anything to do with our current sponsor, has it?
That's what I was thinking of.
This wouldn't be a product of Remington Rand by any chance.
No, that's
I
fine.
said it wouldn't be.
Oh, that's right. You did say one.
I
Go
was
ahead.
eliminating a possible electric shaver, which all this answers. would this be applied to a person's body or face, this product?
No. 5 down and 5 to go, and 40 seconds more. Miss Kilgallen.
Is this used in connection with anything else aside from a human being?
I wouldn't think so, no. No, I think we'll flip the cards. Actually, I'm afraid you're not even on the track, so why don't I flip the other, Steve, and save you from asking the question. This is going to hurt you, kids. Mr. Stout makes prison locks. He's with the Yale lock Well, Mr. Stout, you certainly gave him a real rough time, I must say. And, you got the full prize by default.
Very interesting.
Well, thank you.
Mr. Daly, before I leave, on behalf of Yale and Town, I'd like to leave for you and the members of the panel each a gold key, which does not fit a prison lock.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. I hope you had a lot of fun. It was nice to have you with us. Now, that's real nice. We can get our own locks and our own prisons and just move in and out of them.
Stay tuned. There's more.
Feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery celebrity. The panel is all blindfolded because they would recognize our guest immediately, and the blindfolds are all in place, panel?
Yes, John.
That's good. Will you come in, mystery challenger, and sign in, please? Now, will you join me over here? Thank you. Now, panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery celebrity, we dispense with all of the usual preliminary questions, get right down to the general questioning, which we will begin with Steve Allen.
May I assume that you are not Rudolph Halley?
May Mr. Allen assume that you are not Rudolph Halley?
Good. That's a local joke. It was announced in some of the papers that Mr. Halley would be our guest tonight. Are you in show business? Uh-huh. Are you what we might loosely or even tightly refer to as the romantic type? Are you over 21? Are you over 22? Let me see. Do you owe any part of your success thus far to humility?
The question was, do you owe any part of your success to humility? The answer would be yes.
Are you known chiefly for your work in motion pictures?
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Francis.
But you are a performer. Are you known for your position in the theater?
Position in the theater?
Are you a theater personality?
Yes, I would say that our guest is a theater personality.
Are you, have you ever appeared in nightclubs? Would you do something besides act then, like dance or sing or play a musical instrument? No?
Just a moment.
What? They're discussing this? Is everybody still with us?
Yeah, we're still with you. I'm trying to help you, gal. You get a yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Then I have to decide whether it's dancing, singing, or musical instrument.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, do you sing? Is that what you're best known for? Another conference?
No conference. Yeah.
Yes? Would you be considered something that would make the Bobby Sox swoon?
Bobby Soxers have been known to swoon, yeah.
Would you be a very romantic type of singer?
I would say this. I have to more or less move in here because this is an embarrassing question for our guest to answer. But I have it on the best of authority from your sex that he creates romantic atmosphere when he sings.
Well, say. He doesn't want to talk about it himself? Well, he's a modest one then. Have you appeared in television?
Uh-huh.
Do you have a show of your own?
Uh-huh.
Would you be considered a popular singer, a singer of popular songs?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
No, I think the emphasis would be elsewhere. Right? 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Oh.
Oh, that's quite a
The
surprise.
emphasis is elsewhere, and you know where it is.
I have to readjust all my thoughts now.
Hear the wheels turn.
Is the emphasis then more on classical and standard selections than on popular music? Well, if it isn't popular, it must be...
Well, actually, we don't want to mislead you. There is some emphasis in both areas, but I think taking the whole picture that the emphasis would be on classical. Yes.
Have you ever appeared at Carnegie Hall?
Uh-huh.
When you appeared at Carnegie Hall, were you one of the featured people on the building outside the theater?
Uh-huh.
I don't know where that leaves me. Do you play a musical instrument?
Uh-uh.
You don't.
Means no. That's 3 down and 7 to go. We have about 3.5 minutes to go. Miss Kilgallen.
Well, could I take about 2 to readjust my thinking?
Yeah, go ahead and readjust.
You say you've never been in motion pictures?
No, it was not said never been. It was an issue of where the emphasis might have been.
Oh.
Principal activity.
You mean I'm going to get a no if I try to establish it?
No, we don't give you a no unless we can help it.
Well, have you ever appeared in a motion picture?
Have you ever appeared in a motion picture?
Uh-huh.
Is that a yes?
Means yes. Mhm.
Oh. Did you sing in the motion picture?
Uh-huh.
You said that you play nightclubs.
Has played nightclub, yeah.
Have you ever played presentation houses?
You ever played a presentation house? This appears to be a house in which they show movies and then they have entertainment too.
Uh-uh.
That's a no. That's 4 down and 6 to go. Mr. Allen.
My goodness. Were you born anywhere else but the United States? Uh-huh. Has it been established he has his own television show?
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no, it's been established he's not been on television.
There's been no
Excuse
call
me, John.
for a conference,
I'm so sorry. I've lost
please.
my head. I've lost my head.
Allie knows something.
Are you over 31? Uh-huh.
Careful, Steve.
I'll take a stab in the dark, because that's how it looks in here. Are you Ezio Pinza?
Ezio Pinza is right. Well, anybody got any complaints? Because I must admit I was on some thin ground there once in a while, but Mr. Pinza is a man of so many great talents that when you ask where is the emphasis,
Yes,
it's very
the
hard to reach out and pick the exact spot that
How
we
did
want.
he get that vibrant voice up so high and so light?
I don't know, Dorothy. I've been sitting here trying to figure it out myself.
John, I'd like to say that South Pacific's the most popular music I think I ever heard.
Yes, well, we did say the emphasis was in both sides,
that
but
was
in the
fair.
whole
That was
picture that the classical was more. After all,
That was fair.
Ezio Pinza was and is still one of the great classical bassos. Huh?
Thank you.
Could we have a little of it while we're waiting?
I have for some time been very proud of the fact that we were near neighbors once, and actually Mr. Pinza went and moved somewhere else, so we're not very near neighbors now. But I've always admired his many great talents, and your new television show, Bonino, is just an extension of the other wonderful talents you've displayed. It's a grand show.
Thank you.
And we're very honored that you came to see us tonight,
It was
sir.
a pleasure.
Nice to see you.
Oh, one no. One no.
Stay tuned. There's more Black and White Overnight coming right up.
So next week, this is John Daly saying good night, Dorothy.
Good night, Steve.
Good night, Arlene.
Good night, Devastating.
Good night, Ezio Daly.
Good night, Barry. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for being with us on What's My Line?
This has been a Mark Goodson, Bill Trotman production in association with the CBS Television Network.